Welcome to English with Fiona. So our first very important point is the. When you use articles correctly in a sentence, particularly the, then your fluency improves. It gives you that easy step into the next word I should be using. It builds on those phrases and those chunks that you need to remember. So let's get started and look at the use of the, talking about specific things or in general. When we are talking about things or people in general, we don't use the with uncountable and plural nouns. I'm going to show you some examples now. So when we're talking in general about something, so we're not talking about something particular, something specific, just in general. Let's have a look at some examples. Do you prefer cats or dogs? So remember now, we don't use the with uncountable or with plurals. So do you prefer cats or dogs? Remember, we are talking in general here. So I like Italian food, especially pizza and pasta. I'm talking in general. He really likes food. So in general, we're not talking about a particular dish or meal. He likes food. Mary often listens to music. Again, it's not a particular genre or type of music we're talking about. Just in general, Mary often listens to music. When we are talking about particular things or people, then we use the. So we're going to have a look at some examples now. I hope you are making notes and learning here, because we're going to look at some exercises later that you can complete and choose the correct answer. Let's have a look at this example. So, I don't like the people who live next door. So now we are talking about not people in general, the people who live next door. So I'm talking about a particular group of people. That's why I use the. Another example, we went to that new restaurant last night. The food was great, because I'm talking about the food at that particular restaurant. The music they played at the party was very good. We have two examples in this sentence. The music, we're talking about the particular music at the party, and we're talking about the party. So it is not just a general party. The party, the person knows which party I am talking about. So the music they played at the party was very good. So you see already we're identifying two different trends, let's call it. If you are talking in general, or if you're talking about something particular. And this makes it easy to remember then if you must use the or not. Is it something in general you're talking about, or is it a particular thing or person that you are talking about? It's possible to use the plus an adjective, and we use this to talk about a group of people in general. So we could have examples like the rich, the poor, the unemployed. Let's have a look at some examples. So the rich people have more money than the poor. Okay, the rich have more money than the poor. We're using rich and poor obviously as adjectives. We're not saying the noun people, but it is there in the sentence. The context is there. The rich have more money than the poor. In our next example here, you can see some with adjectives, the and the adjective, and we've also got the government. So the government should do more to help the homeless and the unemployed. So the homeless and the unemployed, obviously the and the adjective, and the government, it means we're talking about a specific government. If we were talking about governments should do more, then we're talking in general. If we say the government, I'd be talking about my government, a particular government from a certain country. It's more specific. Also, when talking about people in general, we can talk about nationalities. So we could talk about the French, the British, the Chinese. We use the in front of the nationalities to talk about people in general. Let's look at some examples. So the French are passionate about food. So we're talking about the French as a nationality are passionate about food. Now, as in English, we always have exceptions to the rule. And nationalities, there are a lot more exceptions and a lot more different rules. So as you can see in a second example here, Italians are passionate about food. So we're talking about Italians in general, but we don't use the in front of it. As I say, this is a separate lesson. We're not going to cover it in too much detail now. I'm going to say a dialogue now, and I want you just to listen to me and listen to how the is used in the dialogue. Do you like travel? Yes, I love it. Last month I visited Spain. The Spanish are incredibly friendly. How did you get there? I went by train. The train is my favorite mode of transport. Right, time for you to practice what you have learned. So we're going to look at some exercises and you can choose the correct answer. The computers are very important in our lives. Which one is the correct answer? If you answered computers, you are correct, because we are talking about computers in general here. Computers are very important in our lives. The milk you bought this morning wasn't very fresh. Which one is correct? We were talking in particular about the milk you bought this morning. So not in general, the milk particular. I hope you got that one right. Here we have 4 choices, 2 correct answers. John doesn't usually drink the coffee or coffee. He prefers the tea. Tea. Which ones are correct? So if you realize that we're talking about in general, coffee and tea. John doesn't usually drink coffee. He prefers tea. And the last one here, the advice you gave me was very useful. Which one is correct? We're talking about the particular advice that you gave me. So, the advice. I hope you got that one correct. So if you're in the mood for something more challenging, how about testing your English level? You can follow this link and it will give you a video with some more advanced vocabulary and grammar, and you can see how you do.